What's going on?
Not too much. A little bit of a hectic week.
Yeah.
So
you guys are winding down school, I'm guessing, but making it a little bit hectic with a lot of concerts and stuff like that.
There's that, and we got Puck neutered on Friday. And
Good times.
Yeah. So we found out that's easier than having a girl dog and having her spayed. He's just got a little incision. He hasn't messed with it.
Yep.
Painkillers gave him diarrhea.
Oh, no.
So it's chasing him all over the house before he can crap everywhere. Can't make it through the night, so I have to clean the kennel every day. This morning was the first day I didn't come down to find poop everywhere, so I was very happy with that.
It's the small victories in life.
Yes. So yeah, we've been dealing with that.
Yeah.
But then the end of school stuff too.
Yeah. That's kind of all we're doing. We're kind of just dealing with that. That's for the most part, yeah. I'm trying to get the boy ramped up. He's got a lot of paperwork to fill out because he has an actual job with the actual paycheck and whatnot. So
yeah.
He's learning all about that, having to fill out forms. How about life? He's on the grid. I was like, oh, you're on the grid now, dude.
Great. We can start getting credit cards in your name.
Oh, God. Oh, no. It's yeah, but it's crazy. It's crazy how fast the first year of high school goes by.
Oh, I know.
That was insane. It goes by way too fast. Way too fast. But trying to think. Other than that, I forgot. I'll share this with you. Maybe I'll have a better story next week. But tomorrow I have to go teach a class in the inner city for junior achievement.
Yeah, you mentioned that last week that it was coming up. So
yeah, so I've got that ramped up for going tomorrow to that, and that's the big thing going on right now. Nothing else too dramatic, too crazy going on. I'll tell you about this though. My sister called me this morning, and I guess your wife might have butt dialed her.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and so she calls me, and I'm like, okay, the first thing a logical human being would do would be call the person back that called them. Well, she goes, well, did she mean to dial me? I was like, I don't know. Why are you bothering me about it? And then she goes, well, I'm concerned. Is their mom okay? And I was like, do I have 24-hour tabs on their mother to make sure she's okay? How do you live your life like this?
Yeah.
She's like, well, I figured she was calling because maybe like Jay got in an accident and she's trying to tell people about it, or their mom, something happened with their mom because all the moms are getting older now and maybe she's in the hospital. I'm like, you can't live your life like this. I'm going to assume she was trying to call someone named Kathy or had a last name with an H, or it was simply just a butt dial. Those happen. Yeah. And she's like, well, if Jay calls you and there's something wrong, you need to call me back. I was like, fine, bye. It's just like, I can't. So my people in my life, I was like, I got enough problems. I got enough stress. I don't need everyone to add more stress to it. So I was like, okay, great. So I thought I'd share that little anecdote with you there that happened this morning.
So to really mess with her, after we're done doing this, be like, I just got off the phone with Jay.
It's horrible. It's all four. She's lost her arms and her legs. They're all gone.
Or just be like, I talked to Jay. He really enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh my God. Something could be wrong. Something might be wrong. And I was like, if it was wrong, they might have called you back after you didn't pick up. How about that? Or a message might have been left. Voicemail does still exist.
So we would probably call you first.
Probably.
And then let you filter it out to your family.
Logic just, it just escapes some people sometimes, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Secondly, I didn't even know my wife had your sister's number, so.
Who knows? I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. That's all I get. Whatever. So, yeah, I think that's it. That's the only kind of funny story I got to share with you. But yeah, no, we have something to talk about tonight, don't we?
Yeah. Here, first.
All right, so.
First, we will.
Beer. Always beer. We got to do beer first. What do you got?
Odell Brewing Company on Fort Collins, Colorado, Hazertag Hazy IPA. It's very cool.
I like it. Hazertag. I like
Astronaut
that. That's awesome.
on the can. It's very cool.
Nice. That's very, very cool. That's a save a can right there.
Yeah, it might be. 7%. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, okay.
Odell makes really good beer, so I saw one I hadn't had, so I grabbed it.
Cool. No, I like that. That's awesome. So what style is this?
New England IPA, hazy IPA.
Okay.
Kind of like the narrow gauge style.
Okay. Yeah. So out of 5 pints, how many pints do we give it?
Say 4.5.
You had a good run lately. You haven't
had
any stinkers too often.
Well, I don't usually have them on the podcast. Those are the experimental things I have on the weekend.
No, that's what you're supposed to do on the podcast. Then we can talk crap about it.
Yeah. Like your Bach that you gave us. Oh, that was so bad.
Lithuanian. I always enjoy the Lithuanian beers.
Yes.
But that glass bottle was badass. That symbol, that devil.
It was. It was pretty cool.
So yeah. But anyway, sorry. Yes. So okay, beer of the week. There we go. Odell's. There you go.
And
Odell's, you're listening.
I want to shout out. I want to shout out to Heavy Riff. I won concert tickets from them second time this year, so I got to see the Bouncing Souls on Friday night.
Was that the concert you texted me about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we was already booked for a Paris picnic.
Yeah, everyone seemed to be booked that weekend, but I found my buddy Chris that was willing to go with me. So yeah, cool. They're an old school punk rock band. It was a really good show.
All right, cool. And where was it? Was it Del Mar Hall?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you like that venue?
It's pretty good. It's the second concert I've been to there. Both of them are really good. The acoustics are a little off. It's hard. I don't know if it was the mix both times I've been there, but it's hard to understand what they're singing.
Huh.
Unless you really know the music.
How many people does that fit?
I don't know for sure. It's smaller than the pageant.
Okay, because it's right across the street, like literally. Yeah, directly across the street from it. So that's why I was curious. Because I know it's a more intimate venue. I was just curious how much smaller. So, but because I don't think I've ever seen any shows there at all. I can remember.
Shows can accommodate 350 to 750 people.
Now, mind you, if you see a band that explodes, just think about it. You get to see a band that all of a sudden gets big. And I was there. I was at that Del Mar Hall with only 300 other people, and we were there to see the birth of the next hit band. That'd be kind of cool.
1998, Blue Note in Columbia, the Foo Fighters, 900 people.
See, there you go. Stuff like that. See, it can happen. So. All right, nice. But this weekend was this past weekend was Mother's Day, and that's what my wife wanted. I was like, that's something I want to do. We're supposed to be doing stuff you want to do. She said, no, I want to see it. So I was like, oh, okay, well then let's do it. Yeah. And so I finally got to see Guardians of the Galaxy, and so now we can do our spoiler review of it. When you texted me about it, you'd ask, hey, where do I rank it out of the three Guardians movies? And I told you I had to let it sit, and now that I have let it sit, but I'm hoping it's not recency bias, because man, how much heartfeltness it was, and I almost put it at number one. I think I put number 3 at number 1, and I put 1 at 2 and 2 at 3. And I think I'd have to revisit. Maybe I need to rewatch all 3 in order just to really give it a good ranking. And maybe recency is giving it a little bit, but it's also a matter of it was just so heartfelt. There were so many moments. Yes. But what I will say, though, is it didn't really feel like a Guardians movie. I said it felt more like a Rocket movie. It's Rocket's origin movie. That's just me, though. I know it's not. I know. It just felt like that, and I was okay with that. I love Rocket, and it's cool that they gave him the spotlight, because he's a character that deserves the spotlight.
So it's funny you say that, because it did feel that way, but really he might have had the least amount of screen time, because he was in a coma the whole time. It's amazing that...
I think I say that because his scenes were the most powerful scenes. And they're the most touching scenes, and he's who I was emotionally attached to, which I think that was the goal all along, was be emotionally attached to him. Yeah. Because I think you know, you can go to each film and be like, okay, who are you emotionally attached to the most in each one? The first one, I'm emotionally attached to Groot the most, to be honest with you, because he makes the big sacrifice.
Yeah.
And the second one, I think I'm pretty emotionally attached to Star-Lord, just because of the father-son story, and everything that he goes through in that one. And it just felt, I don't know if you felt the same, but for some reason in this one, Chris Pratt just felt like an outsider in this one. It felt something felt off with Pratt in this movie for some reason. It wasn't that he did a bad performance. He almost made me cry with his acting performance with Rocket, you know, on his near death scene.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, big time. It was super emotional, super powerful, and I thought he blew it out of the park. I thought that's a home run scene for Pratt right there. But for some reason, and maybe it was just because of the distance between him and Gamora, you know, that felt odd.
Yeah, because I think...
I don't know. Something felt off. I don't know what it was. It just did, though.
Because I think with the first two movies, you're building up their relationship.
Okay.
And then you go into Avengers, you go into all the stuff that's happened outside of the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just not there.
Yeah.
So I know James Gunn had kind of struggled a little bit with that because... he was going to have them kiss in Guardians 2, decided not to, and asked them to put that into Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but he didn't plan on them killing her off for that. He thought after Guardians 2, she was still going to be around and they were going to finish her story.
So he had to finagle a way to get her back into 3, just basically saying alternate reality or whatever. So, yeah, I get it. But that felt a little off. But Nebula, she was great in it.
She was.
Groot was a different character. It's so funny. Each movie, he's a different character in each one.
Yeah. Back on Nebula real quick. Mm-hmm. There probably hasn't been a character outside of Loki that has developed as much as she has over the course of the movies.
Very true. A lot of growth. A lot of growth between all 3 movies. But what did you think of the look of Groot? Because I guess first movie, grown adult. Second movie, baby Groot. And then I guess Infinity War was
like teenage Groot.
Teenage Groot, yeah. And then in this one, are we seeing young adult Groot?
Maybe.
Older teenager Groot?
So there's been so many different versions of Groot in the comic that, like, he gets killed, they plan him, he comes back. In fact, in the post-credit scene, that was actually King Groot from one of the stories. He was giant, his head looked almost like a crown.
Ah, okay.
So I think they're just trying to tap into all the different versions to show there's no static look for him. He's always changing with the situation.
I thought he looked awesome. I loved the different look of him in this one. I think that was pretty cool, and he was Soldier Groot in this one. You know, he really was, and so I thought that fit very well. It played perfectly for what we were doing. And the thing I missed a lot though, where they tried to show it a little bit, but there was just very little connection between him and Rocket in this one. There was a little bit. I was just wanting a little more. I wanted the emotion there where I don't think we really had as much of a connection as I was hoping for.
So I think they showed it more with Peter than they did with Groot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I agree with you, yeah.
Because it kind of... Peter kind of took the spot. Like, oh, it's my best friend. Yeah. But in the previous 2 movies, it was Rocket and Groot together the whole time.
Correct, yeah. So and that's why I'm saying it's a little weird because in the other movies they were more they're family, right? But it's a matter of Rocket wanting the respect. Say, I'm the captain. No, I'm the captain.
Yeah,
you know, it was maybe like a brotherly rivalry.
Exactly, brothers bickering.
Correct, a brothers bickering, but not a best friend situation. Now all of a sudden in the third one we're best friends somehow, and I'm like, it's touching and it fits for the story and it makes it even more emotional as far as the impact when they're trying to save him. So that works well. It just wasn't consistent with what we saw in the previous 2 movies. So,
right.
But of course, relationships progress, evolve. I get that.
And really, we
just didn't get to see it. That's the problem. We didn't get to see the progression.
Right, and we don't know how much time has elapsed between everything because they will put some time in there and not really acknowledge it. So, and I mean, Rocket was around. It was just Rocket that was around during the blip, right? Peter disappeared. Groot, I think, disappeared too. Yeah. So
Groot disappeared. Yep.
It was Rocket and Nebula as the two that remained.
Yep. And then if you don't come away a fan of Rocket and his friends in captivity, where it was like Teeth, Floor, and is it Lila or it's Lila, right?
Lila, yeah.
Lila, okay. Talk about that was incredible.
Oh, it was
incredible. And then Baby Rocket, as cute as it can be, and then you could see him be kind of like very small, like a Kid Rocket. I guess we call him Kid Rocket.
Yeah.
I guess the biggest question is the High Evolutionary. How did you view him as the main villain of the story? Did you buy him? Was it a good villain? I'm curious what you think about that, because that's always Marvel's biggest weakness, right?
Right.
Is the villain. But what do you think about this one?
Well, the villain is normally the biggest weakness, and it's either it just wasn't a great villain or they kill him at the end. I felt he was a really good villain. I mean, this was probably the most hated villain that they could have done in a movie. Because, I mean, you see Rocket, you love Rocket, you see Baby Rocket and how smart he is and everything. And, man, you just hate High Evolutionary for what he did to him. And then he goes out and just wipes out the planet, the Counter-Earth, because it doesn't fit with what he wanted to do. And then it's like, well, it's not the first time he's done that.
No, he's incredible. It's one of their best villains they've had, to be honest with you. And the guy who played, I don't know who he is, what I've seen him from before.
He was in Peacemaker.
Is that what he's from?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, was he the team lead?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because he had a lot of Peacemaker people. Well, not a lot, I guess. What, his girlfriend or wife or whatever, she was in there too.
Well, I mean, James Gunn uses the same people in everything. Because, I mean, you had Nathan Fillion in his third Guardian movie. The pink woman that was helping Peter in that station. That was Ratcatcher.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
I didn't place it.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of people that have shown up in these movies that are also in the DC universe now too.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, no, and so I think that's what made the movie strong, where we both agree that Ego wasn't the best villain.
Yeah.
But we would both agree that the Accuser, Ronan, was great villain, so it makes it a stronger movie. This one, I think he's worse than Ronan. He's hated.
Yeah.
The animal. I mean, if you're not touched by the animal abuse in regards to, you're like, this is just, that crosses a line that no one wants to. You're like, that makes you a villain right off the bat. But then, what you appreciate about him though is in his mind's eye, right? He's everything he does is justified. He's doing it for the betterment of the universe, right?
Yep.
He's not trying. He's like, I'm not trying to take over the universe. I'm trying to remold it, or make it better, make it perfect, for the benefit of everyone. So, and again, I think that's always what makes a great villain, is in their own story. They are the hero in their own story. We've said that multiple times.
Yep.
And in this case, he really pulled it off, and it really made sense what they were trying to do with it. So,
and then there was a nice twist of he created the Sovereign.
Yes.
So you can pull Adam Warlock and Ayesha back into it.
Yeah, and I think that's comic accurate from what we read, wasn't it?
I don't know if he created the Sovereign, but he had a hand in shaping Adam Warlock.
Okay, because I remember when we were reading about Warlock he was part of it, because he was part of the Magus part of it.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's a question for you as the next biggest question of the movie. All this hype around Adam Warlock, not in it very much.
No. And kind of a letdown, because you get Will Poulter in there. You've been building it for 2 movies, because they showed him in a cocoon at the end of the first one too.
Correct. Yep.
And then he's just kind of... It was kind of a letdown watching him. Because he's a very interesting character in the comics. Mm-hmm. He's interesting but bland. But that's the way that they intentionally designed him, because he's got no he doesn't have to have a moral compass because he's the good side of a personality where the Magus is the bad side. And they're separate.
But he's supposed to be he's supposed to be the picture of perfection, correct?
Right.
He's supposed to be the perfect being.
Yes.
And so he's like the Lex Luger of the Marvel universe.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. A little bit of a letdown. He did as well. He did what he could with what he was given with the role.
Yes.
I think he did a fine job. The Sovereign was, and that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Everything it wrapped up well. It was a heartfelt movie.
Mm-hmm.
There was adventure. I was invested the whole time. A little bit of a heist movie too. Yeah, a little bit of a heist in there, so that's fun too.
For those people that were disappointed in Quantumania that there was no heist for Ant-Man, they shifted it.
And then they leave the window open in regards to the Gamora Star-Lord relationship. They're still they give you a little bit at the end there to say, hey, maybe something can happen going forward. Which that's good for him. It's just, I guess I was confused by the end credits, and maybe you'll fill me in on what I'm missing here, because it felt like I sat there and watched for nothing. There really wasn't anything to really look forward to. So did I miss something? I had the one scene where he's eating cereal, and and the other scene, I guess that's you're meeting the new Guardians group, but are they really going to do a Guardians movie with that new group?
Well, James Gunn said this version of the Guardians is done, and they pretty much established that with Peter going back to Earth, with Mantis going off on her own, Drax leaving the team, Gamora's not around anymore. I guess Nebula is running nowhere. So then you have this new version of the team. So I think they're setting it up so they can continue doing it. The two original holdovers are both voice actors, so it's easy enough for them to do it. Only thing Sean Gunn...
Hold on, wait, because the new team is Rocket.
Yeah, and Groot.
And Groot, that's right, Rocket and Groot. Because Groot was huge. Yeah, that was right. Yeah.
And then you had Kraglin.
So Rocket and Groot, and then you had
Kraglin.
Sean Gunn, what's his name? Kraglin, so he's in it. Cosmos, right?
Yes,
or
Cosmo. And then you had Phyla Vel, who was one of the High Evolutionaries' kids that he had. And she's been a Guardian in the comic. She's Kree. She's got ties to the Nega bands that I guess Kamala Khan technically has right now in the MCU. She's also the girlfriend of an alternate version of Moondragon, who is actually Drax's daughter, who didn't die in the comic. So she,
oh boy,
yeah, I know.
We're digging deep now.
Yeah,
we're really getting into the weeds on that one.
So I mean, if you can get Bautista back, that's a story route they can go. And then you have Adam Warlock. So
Warlock. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so he was on there. So the question being, are they going to continue forward with Guardians movies with that group? I'm curious. They could. I know they set it up for it, but is that really the plan?
I'm sure it is, because these movies make money and they're critically acclaimed for. I mean, this was easily the best movie of the current phase and the previous phase.
Yeah, no, it was. It was a nice rebound for Marvel. It's just I was let down by the interconnectedness. I like. Yeah, of course we get the scene with the new group. Yeah, but the Peter scene, is that supposed to tell us something? Well, that we're supposed to be looking forward to.
Did it pop up on your screen that Peter will be back as the legendary Star-Lord?
Yeah, he's back as Star-Lord, but
so he's going to have some kind of solo thing.
Okay. Oh, so he's going to have a solo thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's what they were setting up, and they were also tying it back into the holiday special where his grandpa was reading the paper, and it said actor taken by aliens. Kevin Bacon speaks.
Yeah. No, I get that. I guess you're still missing where I'm saying it doesn't tie into the bigger universe. Like it wasn't something that tied into the Kang dynasty thing that they're building towards, because that's what I'm looking for as far as how is it connected to another Marvel property.
Right.
Neither of those were connected to another Marvel property. They were just, like you said, okay, we get Star-Lord solo, great. New Guardians, great. But it didn't do anything as far as what we're used to in the post-credits, which is tie it all together.
Yeah. And really, outside of Thanos in the first one, I don't feel like the second one really tied it to anything.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. So
one of the things I heard about this that I totally agree with was this wasn't a Marvel movie; it was a James Gunn movie.
Very much James Gunn movie. Agree with that. But it still is a Marvel movie. It's definitely a Marvel movie. We're invested in these characters at this point. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but you don't have the pull of the bigger story.
And I agree with that because of what I just said in regards to the post credits. We just don't have any kind of thing tying them all together.
Well, and even not limited to post credit because I mean, Quantum Mania was setting up Kang big time. That was the whole point of the movie. Eternals is setting up something bigger. I don't necessarily know what, but it ties into. I think it's going to tie into Kang somehow.
You would think so. I mean, that's the direction that's what we're all we're building towards. And maybe are we let down a little bit because we kind of know what we're building towards versus in the original, 10-year period. We knew Thanos was there, but we didn't know what was happening. Like we didn't know what the plan was.
So if you think about Phase 1, we didn't know about Thanos until the end of Avengers.
Yeah.
So that whole first phase was set up. But the stories were so much better done, and you felt like there was a conclusion to that phase. Whereas Phase 4, again, you're kind of starting over with all new characters. It's all going to the bigger picture, but it didn't necessarily tie to it until Loki.
Mm-hmm.
They took a lot more chances with Phase 4 than they did in Phase 1. But I think that's because you took these characters everyone knew, and then Phase 4.
Well, you had equity built in. Right. You had equity from the success of the first ones to say we can take chances and we'll still, even if it's not a blockbuster, it'll still make money. It'll make money, maybe just not as much as they're hoping for.
Well, but the point is, you have Captain America, you have Thor, you have Iron Man. They're known characters. Mm-hmm. They're not Spider-Man. They're not Batman, Superman level, but people knew who they were.
Yep.
So you had those all set up. Their story's done. Who do you go to next? Well, we're going to pick Moon Knight, the Eternals, things that are a lot more out there that people aren't familiar with. Maybe if they could have gotten Fantastic Four in that first phase, or Phase 4, I guess, people could have been like, I know who the Fantastic Four is. That's what we can latch onto.
Yeah.
What they used outside of a couple of the TV shows were more obscure characters, and when they did use the established characters, it was all, we're pulling it all together right away, rather than here's Captain America's origin, here's Iron Man's origin, here's Thor's origin. Gradually, you see it all starting to come together.
Yeah. Well, as far as what we've got, let's say the 2023 Marvel movies, right? Our three Marvel movies are going to be Ant-Man, Guardians 3, and the Marvels, right? That's the only thing we're getting this year, correct?
Yes, correct.
Ant-Man it's a setup movie. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just a Marvel movie. I don't put it as low as like Dark World or something like that. It just wasn't the best. But I still enjoyed it. I still had fun with it. I'm just if you were to ask me how do I rank the Ant-Man movies? I don't know. Did we rank Ant-Man movies? I don't know
if we did.
Okay. If we were to rank Ant-Man movies, I'd probably do 1, 2, 3. I do 1, 2, 3 in that order. I really do. The third one just didn't do anything for me. That the second one, there's a lot of good stuff, and I loved Ghost as a villain. I liked that character. It was just cool. I think I liked it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Guardians 3 is easily going to easily be the best one of the year. I can already tell. I can tell you right now that Guardians 3 is the best one of the year. And then as far as the Marvels go, every time I'm at a new movie right now, and of course I get a preview for it, I get less and less excited for it, and I'm just not on board. I am so bored by it, and I'm so not looking forward to it. It has nothing pulling me in wanting to watch it. The jokes that are in the previews are not landing for me.
Yeah.
The character, I'm sorry. I know I know a lot of people love her here's the thing. Kamala Khan in the comics, I love. Yeah. And I love her as a leader of the younger Avenger groups. Is really, because although we're not doing Young Avengers, she really is leader. What was it? Champions, right? She's leader of the champions. she's amazing in Champions. I love, and her causes are great.
Yeah.
What she fights for is great. Her friendships that she's built. She's a different person in the comics than what this other actress is doing. The problem I have with this portrayal is that she is a Disney actress. She is over the top with everything she does. She's trying too hard. She's a try hard when it regards to the comedy. And again, I get it, what they're doing, and she's very appealing. And trust me, I guarantee you there's plenty of Marvel fans out there that are loving her portrayal. Yeah. It just doesn't work for me. It's just not who it is in the comics. I'm not on board with her. Brie Larson, I don't have a lot of Brie Larson hate. Like, I've enjoyed things she's in. I just don't think I enjoy her portrayal very much of Captain Marvel. I'm not on board. I don't know what it is. Because like, if you ask me, like, Brie Larson, if you ever saw The Room, freaking amazing. She's amazing in that movie. Yeah. And then I really loved her portrayal in 21 Jump Street. It's actually my favorite thing she's been in ever. I love her portrayal in that. She's great in it. She draws you right in that movie, and you're like, yeah, she, as far as the female lead in the movie, awesome. Does a great job. Great comedy in that one. This one is just not doing it. And Monica Rambeau, I'm give or take, whatever. Okay, she's in it. Awesome, I guess. I don't care about her character that much. The only thing that's appealing to me about the Marvels is the fact that we get Fury back. And I want to see Nick Fury and see what's going on with him.
And we're going to see him before this even comes out. So
in Secret Invasion. Yeah. So I think I'll still end up seeing it just because I have to, so I can see how it plays to the larger picture of things. Yeah. But I asked my kids, my wife, nobody, like, no one wants to go see it. And they know it's a Marvel movie. I was like, I guess we'll just watch it at home all together. So yeah, we'll just watch it at home. We don't need to make a special trip for this one. I was like, okay, I get it. Because Ant-Man's coming out. Like, did it already come out? I don't know if it came out or not yet. But I know it's soon on Disney Plus.
I think it's soon.
It's not like we have to wait forever.
Yeah.
So I think that was a February release. So what, about 3 months for it to hit Disney Plus? So that's not a long wait to have to wait for it at home. So
I'm looking real quick. I think Brie Larson was on The League. Yes, she was in The League. She was the au pair.
Oh, she was?
Yes.
Okay. See, I never finished The League. I need to go back and actually finish that show.
Oh, you need to.
I never did.
I'm curious about if it holds up. Because, I mean, it's a lot of dated references.
A lot of all dated references, because it was present at the time. As far as all the NFL stuff. But I think the jokes will still land, and it's my type of comedy. And plus, it's got Jason Mantzoukas in it, and I think I might be one of the biggest Jason Mantzoukas fans ever. So that guy just makes me laugh. He could just read something, and I try to just laugh from the way he reads.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah, man. No, I love Guardians 3. It was a home run. Overall, great movie. I don't care that, I like for Marvel to connect, but it doesn't need to. And like you said, it's a James Gunn movie versus a Marvel movie. Then hell, it's a great James Gunn movie. Probably one of his best.
Yeah.
It's just, here's the real question. How did this make you feel about our prospects for Superman? That was the very first thought I had afterwards. And I was like, he's gonna get me hyped up for Superman. I'm gonna probably have too high. My expectations are gonna be too high. They really are gonna be way too high, and I'm worried about that.
Yeah, but I think he knows the nuances of comic book characters, that he can do them right. I mean, he hasn't led us wrong yet, so I'm in for it.
But here's the difference. You ready for this? He gets comic book characters, but the problem is this is the comic book character. This is the hardest one to get. This is hard. Superman is rough. It is rough to get him right. And so,
but I think if anyone can do it, I think he can.
I'm hoping so. I that's why I'm like, it was the emotion. What I'm trying to get at is the emotion.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot of emotion in Superman. And the thing about the Guardians, it's hard for you to think about Superman being an underdog, but he has all of the traits that you would think about in regards to being an underdog. He's a loner.
Mm-hmm.
He's all by himself in the universe. There's really, except for Kara, but really, you think about it, he has no one to connect with.
Yeah.
He's alone. He's a god, basically, right?
Yeah.
And so trying to relate to that and feeling that alone in the universe, there's some sadness there, but there's the hope and there's the light. He is the light, where Batman's the dark.
I also think he's the moral compass too, and that sets him apart too, because everything he does is for the greater good.
Yeah,
and you don't have a lot of characters like that.
I guess Cap is the moral compass of Marvel?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say, could you make an argument for the Guardians being the moral compass, being that they've changed who they are? I mean, they're we do things, but they do it for money, I guess. So I guess maybe we can't say them the moral compass, but they do things. But even if they do it that way, they're still doing the right thing,
Yeah, but then they still have those traits to them. So like in 2, Rocket steals the batteries.
Yeah, that's true. You steal something and everything, right?
Yeah.
It's so sad that I'm at a Marvel movie, and the first thing I think of when I leave the theater is like, I can't wait for Superman. Yeah. I can't wait for Superman.
No, it's a normal reaction. I was excited because I'm sad James Gunn is leaving Marvel because he's done amazing stuff.
Yeah.
But we can finally have someone that can make it right in DC. Because, wait a minute. You and I will not agree on that. We won't agree on that wholeheartedly. See, you not wholeheartedly. No,
of the fan base where it says that Marvel or that DC has got nothing right. Where I will say,
I don't think that. I like Man of Steel. Nolan's Batman movies are amazing. I like the Batman a lot. I just don't. I was listening to How Did This Get Made, and they did the Snyder Cut. Yeah,
and I did my homework. I got like 7 minutes left of it, to be honest with you. I got through second reviews. How about that? Okay. Or second opinions or whatever it is, yeah.
They pretty much summed up how I felt about it. It was tons better than the Justice League. But I think if it would have came out in theaters, I probably still would have been disappointed in it.
Absolutely.
Because like the G.I. Joe movies, they were a good movie, but they didn't represent the characters as we know them.
Okay.
Like I went in.
But that's not that. Are you trying to say the same about the Justice League? That those aren't the characters?
There were elements of the characters that were there, but some of the stuff he did with them didn't fit the characters. And then the way he was directing them, the Batman sleeping with Lois and causing Superman to go crazy. Just would never happen.
That's not but you see, I think that's something he was kicking around, but I don't think that's the way he's going. I think he was going to use he's going to do Injustice. I think that's where he was going.
See, everything
he's going to use Injustice as I know there's the rumor, or I don't know if it's a rumor. Did he come out and say that's what he was actually going to do?
That came out when his cut came out. Okay, because that was his plan.
I think someone stepping in, a good producer would have stepped in and said, "This is ridiculous. This doesn't fit at all." Although I know you're but we always complain we don't want the same thing all the time, right?
Right.
So I get he's trying something different, but that would have been way out of place. But if you use Injustice, say, Zach, here's a blueprint right here for what you want to do. Where if you want to do the Superman losing it thing, you do the Joker, killing Lois and the baby, right?
Yeah.
You do the whole thing, and that makes total sense. Use that. You get to do your dark version of the world you want to do. It was right there for him. He was right there. He had it all in front of him. That would have worked. But the whole Lois thing, that his vision, that was stupid. That was really dumb. But
here's what I was scared is going to happen. You see Lois with that pregnancy test?
Yeah.
And then they confirm it's Batman's.
See, that would have been dumb. That would have been so dumb.
That's what I was scared of. So, but
and they could have he could have done it that way, but I think we were going to get it was going to be Superman's baby. It was going to be Superman's baby. That it had to be. I'm telling you, that's the way it would have had to go. But I listened to it, and that's again. I think I needed to clarify. So because you said they captured what you felt about it. Again, you feel like they hit on elements, but it was still a miss.
I think so. If I would have seen that first, I would have been disappointed. I would have been like, this is still a miss.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would just go back to Martha. Because that whole Martha scene, I get what he was trying to do, but the execution just took me out of the movie.
Yeah. I don't know. And yeah. It's not the strongest part. It's not the strongest part, but I still fight for this because of where it was going. Where in the Snyder cut, you see Darkseid walking, and you saw what we had in Endgame.
Yeah.
Where you see the army.
Yeah.
Of the parademons. You saw it all where he's like, we're going to have to do it the old way. Or we're going to have to, whatever his line was, the old ways or the old guy. Whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was going to be an epic battle. And we were going to get all the... I think we probably could have... we're going to get to see Green Arrow, Green Lantern. We're going to get, you know, everybody. We would have got Nightwing in there. It would have brought in the whole universe.
You wouldn't have gotten Nightwing because Dick Grayson's dead.
Well, I think they could. Well, we could have said that was Jason Todd. They could have made that.
Yeah, but he came out and said that was Dick Grayson's suit, that he was killed by the Joker.
He would have fixed that. He would have said, "Nah, I fixed that. I got to fix that because of how popular Nightwing is right now. Could have fixed it. Tell me. Nothing was written in stone. It was never said in the movie, and if it wasn't said in the movie,
I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it came out yet, but Zack Snyder had a movie on Netflix. It was a sci-fi movie, and it was supposed to be a Star Wars movie, and they didn't move forward with it, so he released it as his own thing. I want to watch it to see, do I enjoy this movie? If I enjoy the movie as a standalone thing, great. If I sat there and thought of it as a Star Wars type thing, would I have enjoyed it the same way? And I kind of feel...
Hold on. Rebel Moon?
Yes. Because originally that was supposed to be a Star Wars.
Has that come out?
I don't know if it has or not.
Okay. It's just beginning. It was. Let's see. Rebel Moon is just the beginning for the Netflix sci-fi film akin to Star Wars, as the streaming service has big plans for the Zack Snyder franchise. So this was his take on Star Wars, but they didn't want anything to do with it, so he's just going to make his own little franchise?
I think that was the plan. And I think it after the Solo stuff, they kind of shot it down because they stepped back. So yeah, Rebel Moon
Inspired
images...
by Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. That's what it says here.
So new Rebel Moon images teased Zack Snyder's Star Wars, is what Collider put earlier this year.
Yeah, but they could say that about... That could be anything. No, you know what I mean?
So it started as a Star Wars project. It looks like it's coming out in December.
Okay. Oh, December of 23?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say... Because I was going. My point was, did this come out in 22? Yeah. December 22? We just missed it? I didn't hear anything about this.
Okay, so... it was a pitch he made to Lucasfilm over a decade ago. He intended to take the franchise in a more mature direction with a plot that largely unconnected to the Skywalker saga. But a general lack of interest in the studio's acquisition by Disney resulted in never advancing beyond preliminary stages. So he pitched it, and they said no.
Here's my question. Here's the question. So Seven Samurai, was the Magnificent Seven... basically a Western of the Seven Samurai?
Yes.
So this is basically this is what this is. This is just a sci-fi Magnificent Seven. Because I'm reading this right here, where they dispatch a young woman with a mysterious past to seek out warriors from neighboring planets to help them take a stand. It's them doing it in a Western. It's out in space now. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of Lucas's inspiration was Kurosawa films.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought Dune was his main.
That was in there too. It was Dune. It was Kurosawa, and then like World War II dogfights.
Okay. Because let's see. Sophia Boutella is the main, I guess, actress. Ray Fisher. We're going to see Ray Fisher in that one. Charlie Hunnam, Charlotte Maggie. I don't know who she is. Mm-mm. Anthony Hopkins. He's in there.
Nice.
Jenna Malone. I guess is Jenna Malone. I guess she's a good friend with him because he puts her in everything kind of thing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jimon Hansu. I already say his name. He's in it too. So, all right. No, that'll be kind of cool. I'll be down for watching that.
I get it.
So, okay.
So it seems like people are either totally against Snyder or they love him. And I'm just kind of in the middle. I mean, I'm not a big...
And see, he's very polarizing, though.
Yes.
He is very polarizing. I can see that.
So, I mean, I liked his Netflix zombie movies, Army of the Dead and whatever the prequel was, the bank heist one. I like those.
Okay, so here we go.
All right.
We're going to do the filmography.
All right.
You ready?
Yep.
Dawn of the Dead.
Never saw it.
You've never seen Dawn of the Dead?
No, I haven't. I mean, the time...
It's a James Gunn script, sir.
I know.
Get on it.
I know.
Get on it. All right. 300.
I enjoyed 300. I mean, it fit... I think that fit with his style of dull colors. Because that's kind of how the comic is too.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, it is. I agree, absolutely.
So I felt it fit pretty well.
Watchmen.
I liked Watchmen.
Is one where we say we like the director's cut of that. We don't like the theatrical cut. But technically, I think we both agree. I haven't seen it, but you would say that the TV show does a better job of it because they get to get a little bit deeper into the whole story.
I think the movie. I liked the movie for what it was. They had to change the ending because it was so far out there. It wouldn't have played with a general audience.
Yeah,
I think again, his shooting style and dull colors worked well with the source material. A lot of it. I mean, the first half of the movie was almost a shot-for-shot match with the panels of the comic.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind it. I enjoyed it.
Okay. So hold on. So one no-see, two that you like. So let's keep going here.
Yeah.
Legend of the Guardians, the Owls of Ga'Hoole. I've never seen it. I can't say one.
I think we watched it. It was a kids' movie. It was okay. Nothing special.
Okay, Sucker Punch.
Sucked. I had such high hopes for that movie because it just seemed so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked super cool.
The idea was cool. The execution blew.
So I'm gonna take Legend of the Guardians out of this in regards to our average here, okay? Yeah. Because neither one of you don't remember it, and I've never seen it. So
is that the one with Jack Frost working with all the other mythical holiday creatures?
No idea.
I think that's what it is.
Okay. Man of Steel. You already know my feelings about Man of Steel, and you said that you liked it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Batman v Superman.
I didn't like it.
You're fine. Didn't like it. Okay. Justice League is listed, but we'll just do his version of Justice League.
I liked his version of Justice League, but again, I went in knowing I didn't like the theatrical cut.
And then you said Army of the Dead you liked. I
liked Army of the Dead, and then what was the next?
He was. I don't think he directed that other one. To be honest with you, I think someone else did that one.
No, I thought he did, but
no, I don't think he did.
Maybe it's just based off his characters then.
Because here, hold on. At least that's what's on Google. The last one they have here is Army of the Dead.
Okay.
So these are all his movies he's done. And I liked Army of the Dead as well. I liked it. So. Okay, out of the ones you've seen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5 out of, and again, I'm going to use the ones that you've seen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 out of 8. He bats 500 for you. You like he's right down the middle. Yeah. Like you said, he's polarizing. Either you like what he does, or you just can't stand it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if we went through Spielberg's, you're going to find a bunch of Spielberg's that you just like, it wasn't for me.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh, you could do that with almost any director.
And my question being, why does he get so much hate? I don't get it.
I think it goes back to the fact that, Army of Thieves, he wrote it, he did not direct it.
Okay.
I think it goes back to the preconceived notion of these existing characters, and it didn't live up to the expectations, which might be wrong. I think Marvel has done a good job of taking their stories that are existing in the comics and adapting them for the screen to make them work. And I didn't feel like Snyder necessarily did that in Batman v Superman and Justice League. But then sitting there watching his version of Justice League versus what Joss Whedon did, I can appreciate what he was going for. It just, not all of it landed.
I'll say this from that podcast.
Yeah.
You go in kind of wanting to hate it because I think you had the taste of the Justice League in your mouth.
Yeah.
But then you go, when you get to see Snyder's vision of it, you're like, and they made a good point of it in the podcast where you're like, oh, well, this is now a coherent movie. This makes sense.
Yes.
And now that it makes sense, it's palatable. And no one loved it on the podcast, but they liked it.
Yeah.
And they liked where it was going. Except for Mantzoukas. I think he still wasn't a big fan of it regardless. But everybody else seemed to say, I think they wanted to hate it, but then they're like, I don't think I can hate it because it's actually not bad. So it's just one of those things. It's just super, it's divisive, and it's always going to be divisive. And if DC is taking the approach that all these characters all take place in their own universe kind of thing, and everyone can do what they want to do, and even if I can just get it direct to HBO or Max whenever they make that change,
yeah.
But the problem is he needs more money than what they'll give him to be able to do his vision. I don't think they'll ever do a direct to streaming with a big budget that he needs to do what he wants to do.
Not with the current management in place.
Yeah.
Previous management would have allowed it, probably.
Oh crap! I didn't mean to do that. Let me go back. I'm pulling up James Gunn filmography, but I wanted to do it I'm trying to do it where it breaks down as just director. Okay, here we go.
So you can do that on IMDb.
I got it. Yep, no, I have it.
All right.
But I think
I'm going to tell you, I haven't seen a lot of James Gunn stuff either, because, like, what was it, Slither? Never saw it.
Yeah. Oh, you never saw Slither? Oh,
No.
It's really good. We'll see. I don't know if we can play the same game.
Yeah.
Where I was going to go. And yeah, there is a lot here, but they threw in his TV stuff in with the movie stuff too.
Yeah.
Where he directed. I didn't want to include that. So, but Slither you haven't seen.
Yeah.
Super. Have you seen Super?
I love Super.
Yeah, I love Super too. That's really good.
Yeah.
Movie 43. I think I've seen it. But it was a long time ago.
It was like sketch comedy, and he did a small one. It was a cartoon with Josh Duhamel and I don't remember who his girlfriend was, but the cat was trying to break them up, the cartoon cat. And it was really raunchy, and it was really funny, and I loved it.
See, so I don't know if I can give him 100 here. He might be batting 100 just about, or 1,000, sorry.
Yeah.
Slither, Super. I can't say anything about movie 43, so maybe that's his one miss. But Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and then you got 2.
Yep.
The Suicide Squad, and then Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So from a movie standpoint, almost batting 1,000.
Yeah.
And then from a TV show standpoint, Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And all this, I have Trauma's Edge, Sergeant something.
So he worked with Trauma Studios a lot. So he made a lot of really weird, dark comedies. Okay.
So yeah, but I mean, from a mainstream.
Yeah.
Peacemaker was a home run.
Yeah. What?
So he hasn't done as many movies as Snyder has. I don't think. Let me count them again. Hold on. Sorry. I'm doing Slither 1, Super 2, 43. Then the next three is at 6, 7. So that's 7. He's just made one movie less than Snyder.
Yeah. But he doesn't have the polarizing movies on there, and he does have the bomb.
Well, hold on. Trust me. If the mainstream Marvel audience that goes to these Marvel movies saw Slither or Super, they're not going to like it. They're like, no, this is nothing like Guardians.
Yes and no.
Yeah, no, way darker. Way darker.
Yeah, way darker. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're not gonna. So you need to watch all James Gunn stuff. If they see how weird and dark Slither is, they're gonna be like, this is stupid. I just have that feeling. I know that in my bones that they're not gonna enjoy that.
Well, and I guess that's the difference between Marvel and DC is Marvel has a Kevin Feige in place, and he can bring in people that he knows will work with different things. DC just said, all right, Zack Snyder, you just start making them. We'll fill in the rest. We'll bring in Patty Jenkins for Wonder Woman. We'll bring in, is it James Gunn for, is that his name? James Wan. Yeah, for Aquaman. You do the stuff you want, and then we'll fill in the rest.
Okay, and then sorry, I'm bouncing around on you here a little bit because I'm doing the James Gunn and Peter Safran. I'm trying to figure out who Peter Safran really is, but he's a producer.
Yes,
his name's tagged to Shazam, Aquaman, The Nun, Annabelle, Conjuring, Blue Beetle. That's what his name's attached to on as far as like right off of Google.
Yeah.
Trying to see The Nun. Oh wow, a lot of bombs here. Best Night Ever, Vampires Suck, The Choice, Disaster Movie.
So he was doing a lot of those spoof movies. It sounds like after that came from.
He did Belko Experiment. Did you ever see Belko Experiment?
No.
That's actually a pretty good one.
Okay.
Buried, that's a weird one. Jen likes that one a lot for some reason. I don't like it that much.
What is it?
Buried. That's with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah. I never saw, but I know what it is.
Oh, he did Scary Movie. He produced Scary Movie.
Okay.
One of your favorites. There you go.
So yeah, he was in on the spoof thing.
Yeah.
After Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So Peter Safran, but we're saying he's now going to be he's working with James Gunn as his next. I guess those two are really working together.
Yeah.
One is basically head writer versus one main producer, I guess.
Yeah, James Gunn is the creator. He's more the behind the scenes producing stuff.
Oh, hold on. I've seen this guy. Oh, okay. So here, this is where I'm going. I'm jumping off. I'm done with Snyder for now because
okay.
I appreciate the suggestion because it's on a topic I love, in which I will always die on the hill of the Snyder.
Yeah.
Give me more. I know I won't ever get it, but if somehow in my lifetime more comes, more power to it. I'll be super excited for it.
And if it came, I would watch all of it because it's an interesting take. It's just not for me.
It's just like comics. This is how comics are. You find your writers that you connect with, and if you like that writer, you get their stuff. If it's not, you just don't watch it. And so, but you get to pick and choose, right?
He's the DC in main level Grant Morrison for me.
Oh, and that's what's so weird is my feelings about Grant Morrison. That doesn't match up because I like Snyder and I'm not a big Morrison guy, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, because it's just a little different. I get it. So going back to Gunn and my excitement for Superman, the big news was the Legacy casting rumors came out. So I'm going to go over these names with you. In regards to the two big names for Superman that have been leaked so far.
Okay.
David Cornsweet. Have you ever heard of this guy?
No.
Okay. He was in a movie called Pearl. In Pearl, I hated Pearl. It was one of the dumbest horror movies I've ever seen.
Okay.
But he was one of the better parts of it. He was actually pretty decent in it. He kind of has the look, but I don't see it. Me personally, I don't see him as Superman. But at least I know what he's from, and I've seen him in something, and I can say that the thing I saw him in, he was one of the better parts of it. So that's a good sign, if they were to go that route.
Yeah.
The next name we're both very familiar with, very much so. Nicholas Hoult.
Okay.
What do you think? Is he too mainstream at this point?
I don't know. That's tough because he's a good actor. He's got a lot of range. But I don't know because Henry Cavill wasn't a big name. Brandon Routh wasn't a big name.
No. But he'd been in things. He'd been in things, but just not one that mainstream audiences knew. But this guy, he's been in the X-Men movies. Yeah. So people know this guy. I
mean, he got a lot of acclaim for what was the big movie last year he did with Anna Joy Taylor, the Menu.
Oh yeah, no, he was actually really good in that.
He was really good in that.
Yeah. Here's another name, Jacob Elordi. I guess he was in Euphoria. I'd never seen Euphoria.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
But let me see. I'm still scrolling down this article real quick to see if there's another name that's been dropped. No, I'm not seeing any other name for our Superman characters so far. So those are our three: Nicholas Hoult, Jacob Elordi, and David Cornsweet. Out of those three, I don't know if I like any of them for Superman. I don't know if I'm gonna. It's just gonna be who it is, and you'll just have to wait till it comes out to make your judgment, like always.
Yeah.
Either you go with your known. You have your known. What's the word I'm looking for, Jay?
Known commodity.
Yeah, there you go. Known commodity. There you go.
Yeah.
With Nicholas Hoult, you know what you're getting. You know
Yes.
what you're getting with that. He has the look. He's big enough. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He's got the Christopher Reeve build as far as the height.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you throw a little muscle on him.
And he can pull off the nerdy Clark Kent too.
Absolutely, he does. He can definitely do that. That's the biggest pull. Is I think he can pull off the nerd part pretty well.
Yeah.
But there's also rumors that he might be up for Lex Luthor as the Lex.
I had heard that too.
And I'm like, okay, what? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd prefer him as Clark. I'd prefer him as Clark versus.
I think so too.
But who knows? Maybe he'll bring something new. Maybe he brings something new to the Lex character. But I'm hoping Lex isn't our villain. Why does Lex have to be the villain? I don't.
And I would go away from him for a while. I wouldn't go right to him.
Too. I would too.
Especially after the Jesse Eisenberg version of him, because I think they missed the boat there with him, because if they would have done more of the Mark Zuckerberg character from The Social Network, I think he would have hit a lot more than he did. Where I think he was trying to be a little zany at times, and it just didn't work.
Yeah. But then flipping over to our Lois, two main names have come out. Samara Weaving.
Okay.
Is one of them. She's been in stuff. She was in Ready or Not, which is a good horror movie.
And she was good in that. I liked her in Ready or Not.
What was? Let's see. The next one is, what's her name? Where'd it go? Sorry, I lost it. Here she is. Rachel Brosnahan, if I'm saying that. She's in The Marvelous Ms. Maisel.
Never saw
which is on a big show on it's one of Jen's shows she watches.
It's Prime, I think.
She has the look.
Yeah.
She has the look. And I said, hey, Jen, this is the girl that talked about maybe playing Lois. And Jen was on board. She's like, she actually fit pretty well. It would work because she has the sass.
Yeah.
A lot of the sass, the sharp wit. So that fits for the character. And then the last one is Emma Mackey. The one I know her from the most is from Sex Education. It's a Netflix show. If you've never watched it, it's amazing. It's a really good show. She and Samara Weaving and Margot Robbie are all from the same mother. I swear to God, they have the same DNA. They're prototypical. Like Samara Weaving, she's a doppelganger. It's a straight up. When you see her, you're like, wait, is that Margot Robbie or is that you go, who is that? And then same exact thing with Emma Mackey.
All right,
you think you look at Margot Robbie, so it's just crazy.
We had that discussion with Samara Weaving when we saw Ready or Not.
I thought that was exactly.
I'm like,
so
no,
there's the 3 leads for that. I don't hate any of the lowest. I don't hate any of the lowest ones. I'm not really on board with any of the Superman ones for the most part. Maybe Nicholas Hoult, just because I know what I'm getting and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But maybe maybe some more names will pop up and we'll kind of that's always fun. Get to play the casting game.
Well, and James Gunn has said they haven't made any decisions yet. The only person they've cast is a secondary character that no one knows.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So, cause the way James Gunn is, he's very straightforward about what's going on. If someone asks him on social media, he usually answers.
Okay. Then why hasn't someone asked him who's playing Superman? Or he'll just say we haven't cast.
They haven't casted him yet. Yeah.
I get asked this question: who is the lead? Who is in first place right now? Would he answer that one?
Ooh, I might throw that out there later.
See, there you go. And go, hey, what you gonna say there, James Gunn? And also let him know that you're from St. Louis, since he's a St. Louis guy too. So
I'll let him know if he answers. I'll buy him emos next time he's in town.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Buy you an emos, and then we'll get you any kind of local brewery you want to go to. We'll get you a local brewery. You let us know, man.
Yeah.
Although he probably hasn't been back to St. Louis in decades.
He posted a video on social media, him eating emos, though.
Really? He did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's pretty cool. Because, hey, tell you what, St. Louis boys, they're taking over DC. You got Jim Lee, St. Louis boy.
Yep.
You got James Gunn, St. Louis boy. What's up, y'all? We're taking over. They just need to call us, and we'll be on the writing team. We'll help them out. We'll give them our 2 cents. We'll be producers. I can produce.
I'd say get Jenna Fisher in there, but he was married to her, so that might not happen.
Right? I know, right? That might be a little awkward.
All right, fine. John Hamm. John Goodman in a role in Superman.
Paul Kent? Is this what we're doing? Are we casting the all St. Louis Superman?
Maybe.
John Hamm? Or John Hamm is Clark?
Ooh. An older Superman. John Goodman is dad. Kevin Kline is Lex. John Goodman is dad.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry, who?
Kevin Kline is Lex. Or
that's
Scott,
not bad.
Or Scott Bakula.
No, go back to Kevin Kline.
Right.
He's a great actor. He is. He's a great actor.
I don't know the last time I've seen him, though.
That's not bad. I don't mind that. So yeah, there you go. Our all St. Louis cast. Who's Lois from St. Louis? Did you say Jennifer Fisher? Because we can't think of anybody else.
I guess so.
Or what's her name? That played Erin in The Office. What's her name?
Oh, I can't think of it. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, whoever she is. Erin from The Office. She's a St. Louis girl, so there you go. She can play Lois.
Yeah.
She kind of fits Lois a little bit. Little. Who's playing Ma Kent?
Jenna Fisher.
She's too young.
Yeah. But you know what? They brought up a good point in how did this get made? You got Diane Lane as Ma Kent, and then you have Marissa Tomei as Aunt May.
No. I know. It's like trying to make Ma Kent look uglier. Stop it. He needs to look uglier. Oh, that's too funny. So okay, fine. Ma Kent. She can play Ma Kent. We'll age her up a little bit with makeup, right? Okay, yeah. So Jenna Fisher is Ma Kent. Does she fit as Ma Kent?
Probably not, but I don't know who else we could do. So
I got a great Lex for you.
Okay.
I got a great Lex. You ready for this Lex? St. Louis Lex?
Yep.
Sterling K. Brown.
Ooh.
You like it?
I do.
I like it. We're done. Where's James Gunn?
Here you go.
Put that on Twitter.
Wait.
Put it on Twitter. All St. Louis Superman cast. Tell us what you think.
Here you go. Jimmy Olsen. Since they've already made him, they made him black in Supergirl, so you can use Nellie. Okay.
No.
I don't know. I was just pulling straws there.
No.
Incorporating Nellie somehow.
We can think of something better than Nellie. Come on, man. We can do this. Wasn't Dakota Fanning born in St. Louis?
No clue.
Give me a second.
I'm pulling up St. Louis actors real quick. All right, so Ellen Foley.
Who's she?
She's a singer and actress. I think she's older. I don't know. We'll pass. Oh, Sean Gunn. We could put him in there someplace.
Oh, of course. He's going to be. Say what?
Here you go. You're Jimmy Olsen. Evan Peters.
Done. Boom. Put it on the list. That's perfect. That is perfect for Jimmy Olsen. All right, hold on. What'd you type in St. Louis actors?
Yeah. Here's one I didn't know. Kevin Nealon.
He's from St. Louis?
Yeah.
Actually, I think I know that because he was on the Riz show and he was talking about, but I think he's from like Central Missouri. He's not from St. Louis. He's Central Missouri, I think.
Well, when you Google
Doris Roberts was from St. Louis. Doris Roberts would have been Ma. Hold on, we'll find Ma. We'll find Ma.
Here you go.
We're sticking with Jenna Fisher.
Yeah, your dead Kent parents. You could have Doris Roberts and Robert Goumet. Benson.
Who?
The guy that played Benson.
Played Benson in what?
The TV show Benson. He was the butler. He was on.
Oh, okay. No, John Goodman plays Paul. Come on now.
Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown, man. I love Sterling K. Brown as Lex. That's a perfect casting there. Come on now.
That's pretty good. People would say Andy Cohen.
Okay, so how about Kevin Kline? How about Kevin Kline as Perry White?
No, there you go. Yeah. Oh.
I can see that.
Okay.
I can see that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not, man. Jenna Fisher does look a little bit like a Lois, though, doesn't she?
Little, yeah. So, Chris,
who do we cast? Who do we cast as Sean? What is Sean Gunn? What's he doing?
I don't know. We'd have to throw him in there someplace just because it's a James Gunn movie.
Mark Lynn Baker's from St. Louis. Mark Lynn Baker is cousin Larry from Perfect Strangers.
Really? Oh, we'd have to cast him someplace. Okay, so here's one for you too. Chris Wood.
Which Chris? Where's Chris? I'm not even seeing Chris Wood on this list.
Chris Wood was in Supergirl. He played Mon-El.
Okay.
Who is a member of the Legion of Superheroes. He's also the voice of, I think, Prince Adam in Kevin Smith's He-Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It says he was born in... I'm seeing conflicting things here now. He was born in Ohio, but spent time in St. Louis, I guess.
Oh, okay. No, let's stick with ours. Just when we type in St. Louis actors, let's go.
Well, he popped up. So.
What's her name? He's not on here. I don't know why she's not on here. Oh, you know why? I think she's Kansas City and not St. Louis. Although she lived here. She lived here in St. Louis after she moved here. What's her name? Erin from The Office.
Oh, yeah. She's not on my list either.
Does that count? Ellie Kemper. That's her name, Ellie Kemper.
Yeah, she's not on my list either.
Can we slide her in there, though?
I'm sure we could.
Since she lived here? That's pretty close. Kansas City?
Yeah.
All right, no, she doesn't. It doesn't work. It's got to be St. Louis. So Jenna Fisher has to be our Lois, I think.
Yeah.
Although, okay, I take that back. If she were still with us, she passed away. But she played Tess. She was the voice actress of Tess in Last of Us. Annie Wershing. She would have been perfect for Lois.
I don't know.
I'm going to Annie Wershing.
Okay.
But I guess when we send this to James Gunn, you're going to do this. Please tell me you're doing this. Please tell me you will tweet this at him.
I think I will.
So, okay, write it down. Let's make sure we got this.
All right.
James Gunn is director. Yep. John Hamm is our Clark. I guess who are we going? They have to be alive to still do this. So who are we going to do for Lois? Are we doing Jenna Fisher as Lois?
Well, Linda Blair's on there.
She can't be Lois. She's too old.
No, not Lois. I was thinking Ma Kent. Sorry. Yeah, I guess Jenna Fisher.
Okay, Jenna Fisher is our Lois.
Okay.
All right. Then we're gonna do Paul Kent. It's got to be John Goodman. Why is John Goodman not on my list? Is John Goodman not? I thought he was born in St. Louis or Afton, right?
I thought so.
Was he born somewhere else?
I don't know.
Where was John Goodman born? Born in Afton, Missouri. Okay,
yeah,
Afton and St. Louis, the same damn thing.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. John Goodman's Paul Kent.
Okay.
Should we go? Maybe we can go Linda Blair because she's still with us, right?
Yep.
She could be Ma Kent, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then we're gonna do Sterling K. Brown as our Lex. Evan Peters is our Jimmy Olsen.
Yep.
And then we're gonna go. Do we agree that we go with Kevin Kline as our Perry White?
I think so.
Okay. Where do we put? Okay, Sean Gunn. Who do we cast? Sean Gunn could be Brainiac.
That would be a good one.
Okay, Sean Young or Sean. So his brother's Brainiac. And then who are we missing? Anybody? Do we need anybody else to kind of that we got?
Could we slide Scott Bakula in there somehow?
You're really on the Scott Bakula train.
Oh, I am. He could be General Lane.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Nice. Well done. Colin Donnell. He played Tommy Merlin in Arrow. He's a St. Louis kid.
Oh, okay.
So, Tommy Merlin, what do we cast him as? What do you see him at? Could he be Bruce Wayne?
Ooh, I think I like that.
Okay, so there you go. We got our Bruce Wayne. What do we make Nelly do? Nelly's got to be in this movie somewhere, right? I don't know what to put Nelly as.
Cyborg. Victor Stone.
Ooh, but I don't know. Does that fit? I don't know.
Just a cameo.
John Nenninger he was in Malcolm in the Middle. Does that sound familiar? Does this guy sound familiar to you at all? Eric Nenninger?
Name sounds familiar. I'm not seeing him on my list, but...
Huh. Sarah Clark. Take a look at Sarah Clark. She looks a little lowish-ish, if we can say that.
Yeah, I was looking at her earlier. I think she's a little bit older, though.
Shelley Winters.
Yeah.
Shelley Winters. Oh, if Vincent Price were still with us, we'd have to find something for Vincent Price. Yeah. Can't believe Amy Wershing passed. She would have been perfect. Oh, she would have been a great cast to put in here.
Yeah.
Cleo King. I don't know who Cleo King is. I can't believe Cousin Larry is a St. Louis kid.
Yeah.
And you haven't watched Succession yet, but this David Rash person, you'll see him. He's in Succession. He's a St. Louis guy.
Okay.
I never knew Linda Blair was St. Louis.
Yeah, I did. I had heard she was.
Isn't that kind of creepy that the whole Exorcist story is based on what happened at SLU Hospital, right?
Yeah.
And she's from here. That's kind of creepy, man. So what we did, yeah, Sam Lane. When you look at the picture on Google, that's a Sam Lane right there, dude.
Yeah.
Well done. He's got the look. He's got the army look. That's for sure.
So we could throw Taylor Momsen in there. She was on Gossip Girl, and she's the lead singer of The Pretty Reckless. She played Cindy Lou Who on the How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Okay. All grown up though. Okay. What are you casting her as?
Ooh.
What's her name? But that's more Supergirl. I mean, Kara. You could do Kara with her, but
maybe
I don't know if you want to go that route. Kara with her, or what was the reporter's name? That Cat. What was her name? Cat Grant.
Yeah, Cat Grant.
Cat Grant too.
Okay, there you go.
Kara or Cat Grant, his choice.
Yeah. And I'd like to throw Chris Wood in there someplace.
Okay, who's this person? Marcia Monroe?
I don't know.
There's a Kara right there. Did you see her on the list? Excuse me, you see her on the list?
No.
She's right underneath Virginia Mayo, if you're on Google.
No, I switched.
John Hamm's number one. Go straight down the list from John Hamm. Mircea Monroe.
I'm not seeing it, but I'll note it down.
Nice. All right. How much time did we waste on that? That's never going to happen ever. But maybe he'll get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
He'll get a kick out of it, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully. That's and then of course we put Jim Lee as the art director or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Jim Lee has to be art director or cinematographer or something like that. Get his name in there somehow. And tag him too. Get these St. Louis boys on board.
He can do storyboards.
Nice. Yes. Jim Lee on storyboards. One of the biggest comic book artists of all time. You're on storyboards, bro. There you go. That's the name of the episode. You're on storyboards, bro.
Nice.
That's cracking me up. I think I made myself laugh harder than anything with that. Oh my god, that's too funny, dude. Oh my gosh.
I'd have to find something.
We didn't get Kevin Nealon in there. I guess you'd have to. I'll let you do Kevin. I don't know if we got.
We'll figure out Kevin Nealon and Chris Woods.
Oh man, you're Evan Peters as Jimmy Olsen. That's spot on, man. Well done. I'm liking my Sean Gunn as Brainiac though. It fits. It fits well.
It does, because it's probably going to be a CG character anyway, and he does that so well.
Yeah. Yep. So there you have it. Go us. We are awesome.
Yeah.
And you could tag. I say tag them all. Tag them all. Go. We're making the all St. Louis Superman. What do you think of it? and the St. Louis Arch is our fortress of solitude.
There you go. He flies up to the top.
Nice. It's so dumb but hilarious at the same time. Just for us though. If you're not from here, like this is dumb, but whatever.
Lois, you can take the elevator. You'll be up here in 20 minutes.
Batman has to wait to get up there. Has to wait 20 minutes to get up there. Oh my god! All right, so that is silly. Okay, was there anything else on the docket that we had to go over?
No, I don't think so.
No. The only other thing I sent you for possible discussion at one point, I sent you a graphic from either Reddit or Facebook about the best football movies of all time.
Yeah,
we could do that another time. I'd like to discuss that. I thought that list was pretty cool.
Yeah, there's some good stuff on there. There's some I'd rearrange though.
Oh yeah, for sure. So we'll go over that. We'll put that. Maybe we need to do that closer to when NFL season kicks back off pretty soon. So
yeah,
well, not even pretty soon. A couple months, I guess.
Yeah.
But from a homework standpoint, you got a whole bunch?
I don't have a whole lot.
Okay. Give me your. Let's just do movies.
Okay, I'll just throw them off. I watched Peanut Butter Falcon.
You loved it. Tell me you loved that movie.
It was so good. I had no clue I had no clue what to expect going in. I just knew it was Shia LaBeouf. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I reserved judgment because I'm not necessarily a big fan of his.
Okay.
Man, that was such a great story.
Amazing. So good. So good. And the wrestling part made it. I bet you the wrestling kind of sold it as well, too.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Jake the Snake Roberts.
Hell yeah, dude. That was great.
Yeah.
Wonderful movie. One of those movies that under the radar. But man, it's so good. It should have gotten awards or something. I think. But
feel good movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, good call.
Yeah. I watched Jackass Forever.
Oh, you actually watched it. So how was it?
It was funny. I just didn't enjoy it as much as the previous three. Maybe it's because I'm older. Maybe it's because it's been, 20 years since the last one came out?
Feels like it, right? Was Bam in it?
No, he was not.
I didn't figure.
They did not invite him to it because of all the issues he was having. And it led to, I'm pretty sure the director, I can't think of his name right now, Jeff Tremine, he got a restraining order against him because of it.
Whoa, what's the story there?
Bam has substance abuse problems, and they just couldn't have him on set.
Did he try to come on set?
God, I don't remember.
Okay, I never heard about that. It's what it is. Jackass is what it is, and
So they had
mindless fun.
They had new cast members on it. I
see. That's with me though. I'm not going to like that. I don't want new cast. I want all the old guys. You know what I mean? That's what made that show. What made it so unique back in the day was because it's just buddies. It was your friends just messing around. Is basically all it was. Just on a higher level.
Yeah. He was supposed to be on. He was supposed to be on it. He got fired. I'm pulling up an article real quick. They're running through this timeline. He goes into rehab. Ryan Dunn dies. I guess he had a relapse around the time of the movie.
Oh, okay.
So it said he appeared in the movie, but I don't remember seeing him.
Okay.
But yeah.
So what else you got on your list?
I watched one called Bar Fight. It popped up as something that I would like, and so I turned it on, and it was okay. It was about a couple that was breaking up. Everything was amicable until they both showed up at their frequent bar at the same time. And it led to them, the bartender set up games for them to try to win who is going to be the person that continues to come to the bar.
That sounds pretty funny. Was it supposed to be a comedy?
Yeah, it was a comedy. It had moments.
Okay. That's a funny premise. I like that. That's kind of that's different. So that's good.
I'm like, okay. It wasn't a total waste of time, but it's not necessarily something I'd highly recommend.
Okay.
And then there was one called Die in a Gunfight. It was another one that was recommended, I think, based off watching Bar Fight. It was kind of a modern Romeo and Juliet, where these two rival media families, their kids were interested in each other. They were sent away. They come back together. They get together. There's assassins. There's people getting killed. Should have been really good, and I was really disappointed. It was kind of boring for what it was.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too good. Yeah.
And then the last one, it was a rewatch, Changeland with Seth Green and Breckin Meyer. Seth Green wrote and directed.
Where they went to like Thailand or something like that.
Yeah,
I've heard of that. I've been wanting to see it. Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good. It's the second time I watched it. I just couldn't find anything. It popped up, and I'm like, all right, I'll watch it again.
Because those two are really close friends in real life.
They are. And the girl that Breckin Meyer is interested in is Seth Green's real wife.
Okay. That's kind of weird, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to watch that one. I just need, what was that on?
I think it was on Prime or Hulu, one of the two.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's one I'll need to try to see if I can catch it real quick.
Yeah.
So was that your last one?
Yep, that was it.
Okay. I'm gonna go with worst to best, I guess is how I'll go with it. Werewolves Within. That was from our discussion we did about video games.
Yeah.
Being the number one video game movie.
Yep.
So bad, fell asleep to it. Woke up to find the very end of the movie how it ended. It was so bad. It's not good at all. The Resident Evil movies put this one to shame. Can't believe it was number one on the list, but I told you I'd do it.
Yeah.
Just because I was interested. Horrible.
Okay.
Horrible movie. No redeeming qualities about it at all. Can't believe it's a video game. I don't even know how it's a video game, but I guess, right? Because Ubisoft was one of the production companies.
Yeah.
And that's the game manufacturer. So
I thought about looking for it, and I couldn't remember the name, and I'm just like, it's not worth it.
Well, there's another one I popped in the DVD player too, and I picked up the library. It's a horror movie. I can't even remember the name of it, so I couldn't tell you about it. But that was even worse than this one. So, two duds.
Yeah,
that I spent a little bit of time on. We'll say that because again, I fell asleep. So
yeah.
I told you to watch this one, but I guess you didn't. Ghosted.
I have not yet. The whole family wants to see it, so we might watch it tomorrow night.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
Really fun. Really fun. It's a rom-com.
Yeah.
It's a rom-com, but it's a really good rom-com. And there's gonna be a part in there where you're gonna laugh out loud. It's gonna be like you can't believe what you're seeing, and you're like, this is pretty cool. The fact that they did what they did in the movie, you're like, this is great. This is really, really fun.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've heard it. Have you heard anything about it?
Not really. I've seen the trailer for it. That's it.
This was not in the trailer. Trust me, what you're about to see is not in the trailer because it would have spoiled a big part of the movie.
Okay.
At least one of the best parts of the movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. And God, Chris Evans is so good in it. He's really, really good in it. But the whole time you're like, come on, Cap. Come on now, Cap. Because he's just Captain America to me now, right? So, Now the last two are tied for the best I watched this week, and they're actually probably tied for the best two movies I watched this year.
Okay.
I'm deciding which one to do first. I'll do the one that I enjoyed so much, but it didn't make me cry. I'll say the one that made me cry for the last.
Okay.
Air. I watched the Air movie. It's the story about Michael Jordan's shoe. It's with Affleck and Damon.
Yep. We'll watch it this weekend too.
Put it on the list if you got. It's so good. It's so damn good. It's phenomenal. You're gonna enjoy it. Damon, I'd say maybe put him up for an Academy Award nomination. God, he's great in it. He is so good in it.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck's not. Did Affleck direct? I don't know if he directed.
Yeah, I think he directed it.
And with him not being a vital role in it, I get it. He plays Phil Knight. That's who Affleck plays. But man, does Damon knock it out of the park. He knocks it out of the park. And Bateman's in it too. So come on, man. Bateman in there too.
It's got a great cast.
Oh, it's a great it's a story you know how it's going to end.
Yeah.
But still, the build up to it's great.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about it more when you watch it.
Okay.
I can't recommend it enough though. And the last one was Man Called Otto. You watched it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mentioned it last week.
I cried, dude. It made me cry. Yep. I'm not gonna lie. It felt like a real life version of Up in a certain way.
Oh yeah.
With you.
Because they did the first 10 minutes of Up and flashbacks throughout the movie.
Yeah. So, very Up-ish is what we'll say.
Yes.
Tom Hanks is an American treasure.
The
guy, he's just so good. He was so good in this. Oh my God, fantastic!
And it fits with the career progression where he started out in comedy and moved into dramas, and now he's playing the crotchety old man. Perfect.
Yeah, hell yeah, he is. Hell yeah, I loved it. I loved his portrayal as crotchety old man. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I love this movie. I hope he gets. You think he'll get nominated for it? Maybe not because it's a Netflix drama. I don't know.
No, it came out in theaters. It was.
Oh, really? It did? Okay.
Yeah, and I think it came out last year, so I think it's not eligible for anything anymore.
Oh, is it? Oh man, that's a shame because man, this is one of his best roles. I think he was fantastic.
He was great.
Oh my God. Yeah, touching story, drama. There's the light, there's the dark, the laughter, the crying. It's all the emotions. It runs the emotional, spectrum, and it's just great.
And even the guy that played the young him did really well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did really, really well. And I just Marisol, whoever played Marisol, I don't know who she is, but she was fantastic. Loved her in it.
The relationship with the neighbor was great.
Yeah,
because you don't know why they hate each other, but then it kind of comes out and you see their relationship get repaired through the whole thing too.
Yeah, absolutely. So just one of those little ones where it seems like it's growing on Netflix, where I'm seeing a lot of people recommend it now.
Yeah,
because I guess it's getting its second wind, or really its first wind, to be honest with you. I didn't even know it came out in the theater.
Yeah,
but man, Tom Hanks home run, loved it. Couldn't recommend it enough. But that's all I had for you then. Those were the ones I watched. But I'm glad I had the two super duds, but then these three kind of helped it round out the week to be a win. Because, man, talk about two. I mean, and Ghosted, I'm not giving it enough praise. It really is good. And Chris Evans is great in it. But those other two were they were superior to it, to be honest with you. And A Man Called Otto is just so dramatic in certain ways. It's drama and comedy. It's both. It's just awesome. It's a really great movie. So, but no, that's all I've got for you then, man. Not anything else. But I guess the one your recommendation would be the one with Seth Green. I like that one. I'll get around to
that's a good one.
And then
Jen would like it too.
That's your homework. I guess your homework is Ghosted in Air. I'll give you that homework.
I'll definitely look for one of them. I'm trying to try to get both this weekend. So
yeah, I'd recommend them.
Yeah.
So. All right, sir. That's all I got for you this week, then.
Okay.
All right. Hopefully James Gunn gets back to us real soon, right?
Yeah, hopefully. I'm going to try to get the comic shop this weekend, too, to get other DC books I haven't read yet of the new wave.
Yeah. I need to go. I need to pick up Titans came out, or Titans 1. Yep. I think I might want to get Flash $7.99 before 800 comes out. And I think there's another number one, Brave and the Bold. I don't know if you're picking that up.
I'm going to pick that up, too, yeah.
Yep, I got some to pick up. And then I'll give you a review. I did read Green Lantern and Green Arrow. I'll give you reviews next week on that. But I did read them.
Okay. Yeah, I read Green Arrow too, so we can compare.
Okay, cool. All right, man. Until next week, I'll talk to you.
See you.
All right, see you.
Thanks for listening. You can find us on our website, Nyrdcast.com. It's NYRDCAST. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube by searching @Nyrdcast. The intro music is The Other Side by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, a Mad Dog remix made by Madeline Tierney. This week's featured song is Out the Window by Harker.